The final episode of the AFC East position breakdown. And I'm going to give you an overall ranking of the AFC East. What is up, AFC East? So yeah, it's the last episode. I'm going to throw the special teams in with my overall ranking, and essentially I'm letting you know, off season, before training camp, before the season starts, this is where I think the AFC East is ranked when it comes to all of their positions. But before we get to that part, we have to talk about special teams. If you could see the amount of math and the amount of information that I did for this, it was a lot. So essentially what I'm going to be looking at is kickers and punters, and two teams, the Patriots and the Bills, don't really have many stats for their punters. So when I kind of go off of my rankings, I'm going to go off of more kickers than I am punters. But let's just jump into this. We're going to go from 4 to 1. I'm going to give you the stats. I'm actually going to give you 2 years of kicking stats, last year and the year before. I averaged them together to give you an overall idea of kind of what the kicker is. And we're gonna jump into this, and then I'm gonna give you my overall ranking of the team. So Doug, stop rambling and get on with it. So my number 4 team is the New York Jets. Now, I feel like if I was a New York Jets fan, I'd be like, wow, Doug, you suck. You've given us the number 4 team a lot, and you'd be surprised. No, yeah, I give you guys. We'll talk about that. But you guys have Greg Zuerlein, right? This past year, he went 30 for 36, 83.3% of his field goals. He missed a few extra points, and this is why I have him 4th. 44 of 50 on his extra points, 88% on his extra points, 50% on 50 yards plus, and between 30 and 49 yarders, he was 85.8%, only missing 3. Your punter is Brandon Mann. Average yards per punt 45.7, as long as 63, and he got inside the 20-yard line 15 times. And again, Greg Zuerlein in 2020, his field goal percentage was 82.9, so worse than it was last year, making 34-41. His extra point was better. He only missed 3, but again, he's missing extra points, and that's why I have the special teams for the Jets at 4. Again, 3 out of 9 50-plus yard field goals for 33.3%, and he missed only 1 field goal from 30 to 49 yards in 2020. So overall, his the field goal percentage 83.1, his extra point percentage 89.9, not very good. His 50-yard field goal percentage 41.7. Again, he made 16 out of 15, but his in between 30 and 49 yards was a 91%. Not bad, but not as good in my opinion as the guys ahead of you, and that is why, New York Jets, I have you at the 4th place. Now my 3rd special teams is the Buffalo Bills. Tyler Bass is your kicker. He was 87.5% on his field goals. He made 28 out of 32. Extra points, he missed 2 of them. So he was 62 out of 60 with 96.8%. Field goal percentage, 50 plus, he was 2 out of 4, 50%. Out of 30, between 30 and 49 yards, he made 11 out of 13 for 83.8%. And in 2020, he was 81.4% on his field goals, 30 out of 43. His extra points, he missed 3. Again, that's why I have you guys, the special teams, at 3rd. He made 62 out of 65, 95.4%. Much better with his 50-yard range. 7 out of 9, 77.8%. And in between 30 and 49 yards, 15 out of 21 for 70.9%. Overall, 84.5% on field goals, 96.1 on extra points, 63.9 on 50-yarders, 77.4 between 30 and 49 yards. And you have... I was so mad. I was so mad when the Buffalo Bills drafted Matt Araiza. I was so mad. I was hoping the Dolphins would do it. We didn't have a punter going into the draft, and he went to Buffalo. This kid's got a leg on him. We don't have many stats. He averaged 51.2 yards per punt. But again, we don't have much. He kicked a bunch of field goals too. But I was so mad. I was so mad when they took him. Did I think the Dolphins were? No, but I just didn't want him going Buffalo. So you guys, I think you guys got a beast of a punter, and he could help you guys with some conversions on 4th and short and stuff like that. So, but I do have you guys at 3rd because of the missed extra points and because of your field goal kicker. But again, Greg Zuerlein was just way worse at missing extra points. My number 2 team. This one might surprise you. It is the Miami Dolphins. What? He got the Dolphins and Sandman in 2nd place? Yes. And I'll explain why. So Sanders this past year was 74.2% on his field goals. Missed 8 of them, 23 out of 31. Extra points, he missed only 1, 97.1%, 34 out of 35. 50-yard field goals, he missed 4. So I think a few of them were blocked, unless those were 30 to 49ers. I know one was blocked because the offensive line didn't block at all, but 33.3% on his 50-plus yard field goals. Between 30 and 49 yards, he missed 4, 78.9. But last year, or the year before in 2020, he was an all-pro. He was an all-pro kicker, making 92.3% of his field goals, 36 out of 39, 100% on his extra points, 36 out of 36. He was 8 for 9 on his 50-yard field goals, 88.9. And between 30 and 49 yards, he only missed 3, 19 of 21 for 92.8%. So overall, Sanders, 83.3% on field goals, 98.6% on extra points, only missing the one from this past year. 50-yarders missing 5, 61.6%, and between 30 and 49 yards, 34 out of 40 for 85.9%. And of course, we got to talk about Morstead, the punter we brought in, 47.2 yards per average on his punts, long of 64, inside the 20-21 times this past year. Much better than Brandon Mann. And again, I don't know what Matt Ryan is going to do. That's the reason I have the Dolphins at 2. Is because of how bad of a year Sanders had this past year. If Sanders had at least a little bit better of a year, he would be, the Dolphins special teams would be number 1. Sanders was an all-pro in 2020, but last year was bad. 74.2% of his field goals. That is worse than all of the my brain's not working, all of the AFC East kickers last year. But the reason they're second is because of how good his year was in 2020, being an all-pro. He had a very, very off year, but his field goal, his extra point percentage, he only missed 1, whereas all of the other kickers missed more than 1, and that's again why I put the Dolphins at 2. My number 1 team when it comes to special teams is obvious. It's the New England Patriots. Nick Folk is a pretty beast kicker. I didn't know this until I obviously went through the stats. This past year, he made 92.5% of his field goals. That is the best in the AFC East last year. 37 of 40, only missed 3. He missed 5 extra points, though, and that is, again, not good. That's why they had the Dolphins at second. 44 out of 49 for 89.8%. His 50-yarders missed 3, 5 out of 8 for 62.5. Between 30 and 49 yards last year, 100%. He made 23 out of 23. And then in 2020, he was 92.9% on field goals. Very good. Only missing 2. Extra points missed 3. Again, not great. If Sanders would have just done a little bit better with his field goals last year, I would have had the Dolphins at first. Only missed 1 field goal, 50 yards, 2 out of 3 for 66.7%. And he only missed 1 field goal from 30 to 49 yards. So he is, again, Sanders and him, Nick Folk, are in a big competition for the best kicker in the AFC East. And then your punter, Jake Bailey, I couldn't find any stats on him. But your Nick Folk is that much better, especially the way he did this past year, 100% on field goals between 30 and 49 yards, that they're number 1. Dolphins are 2, and again, if Sanders had a better year last year, Dolphins would be 1. But right now, that is where I have you. So that being said, all that work I did and thrown away. So now I'm going to give you the overall ranking of the AFC East when it comes to, I guess, the team in general. You know, I have all of the position rankings here now, and I'm going to rank them 4 to 1. 5. What is this? 2000? I think that's the last time the divisions had 5 teams. There was the Central, the North, and the South, if I'm correct. 4 to 1. And we're going to start with number 4. And again, Jet fans might feel a certain way, but it's the Jets. So what I did was I looked at the ranking of quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, front 7, cornerback, safety, and special teams. I added them all up, divided them by 9, and I got kind of the average, right? And the Jets' average was about 3.5 because the quarterback I ranked you guys, and again, you guys probably definitely feel some way, but you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times were ranked 4th, and it was quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, front 7, special teams, and safeties. I had you guys ranked 4th. The Jets aren't a bad team. I think the Jets are going to do a lot better than teams think they're going to do this year. I think the Jets are going to be very competitive. I think the AFC East is going to be more competitive than people think it is. And just because I have the Jets ranked where I have them, it's compared to the rest of this division. But I do think the Jets are going to do better than a lot of people think. So Jet fans, don't come after me. My number 3 team is the New England Patriots. You guys had a 2.2 average. Second with quarterbacks. Again, I get called the two-in-ear and da-da. I had Mac Jones just barely, because he could stay healthy, as the only reason I had him above Tua. A lot of people want to throw that in my face. You guys are first in running backs, third in wide receivers, second in tight ends, first in offensive line. You guys have the best offensive line in the division. Third in front 7, fourth in corners. Your corners suck. Third in safeties, but first in special teams. So you guys are ranked 3rd, in my opinion, when it comes to that. And then we have 2 and 1. Fun fact, when it came to my rankings, I had the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins averaged at 2.1 each. Tied. Now, do I think they're tied? No. I'm actually going to have the number 2 team be the Miami Dolphins. Quarterback ranked 3rd. Again, I honestly expect by week 7 the 2 would be way better than Mac Jones. Running back 4th, wide receiver 1st, tight end 1st, offensive line 1st, front 7 1st, corners 1st, and safeties and special teams 2nd. So there's a lot of ones. It could be a little biased, but there's a lot of ones for me when it came to the Dolphins. The reason I'm having them 2, let me give you Buffalo's. Again, Buffalo, same average, 2.1. Buffalo, number 1 in quarterback, number 2 in running back, 2 in wide receivers, 3 in tight end, 3 in offensive line, 2 in front 7, 2 in corner, 1 in safety, and 3 in special teams. The reason I am putting Buffalo number 1 is because of the quarterback, because of Josh Allen, and how the gap between him and Tua is so big that I'm going to give the Buffalo Bills that nod and have them ranked 1st. So for me, when it comes to the AFC East preseason, training camp ranking, it is Buffalo 1, Miami 2, Patriots 3, Jets 4. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how the division ends at the end of the year. I just think that Miami is a better team than New England, especially when it comes to the wide receiver position, the cornerback position. I definitely think they're much better in those categories. So that's why I have the Dolphins better. I also think they have the better quarterback, but he has to stay healthy too. It's just got to stay healthy. But that is where I'm at. Comment below. Bills, Jets, Patriot fans. Obviously, you're not going to agree. Bills might agree that because I have them, ranked 1st. But Patriot Jet fans, do you think you guys should be ahead of the Dolphins, and why? I know quarterback is a big position, and that's the reason why I gave the Bills the nod to be number 1, and Jet fans really think Zach Wilson is better than Tua Tagovailoa. I don't understand why, and I don't see why. He played horrible last year. Could he bounce back? Sure. But if he could bounce back, I'm pretty sure Tua can have a good year. So, it was bad. Zach Wilson was bad. Jet fans like to sprinkle on like some hope. and say, well, if you look at the last 5 games, he actually played pretty well. He's still bad. His completion percentage was bad. His interception ratio was bad. It was bad. Well, that's because, and then all of a sudden you'll start giving the excuses. But then all of a sudden, if the Dolphins do it with Tua, oh, it's excuses. So comment below, let me know. New England fans, you're probably like, no, we're better than the Dolphins. I don't know, you haven't beaten them in a while. It's been a while. It's been about, 4 games since the Patriots beat the Dolphins. So comment below, let me know what you guys think. But that is it for the AFC East position rankings. That is it for the breakdown of this. I'm going to come back to this maybe mid-season and end of season, but definitely at end of season. See where the division is. The Dolphins go up in a bunch of categories like offensive line, running back, quarterback. Did they go up? Did the Jets go up? Are the Jets now the second best team when I think they're the fourth best team? I will address that. But other than that, I will see you guys later tonight. Tua Tagovailoa going on Tyreek Hill's podcast. I'll see you tonight. But other than that, like usual, stay classy and fins up.